Welcome back. I'm here to talk about paintsundo again. I know you guys saw my last video about it, but I really wanted to drive home how pointless this thing is, okay? I know that some people are super worried about it, so I went onto Hugging Face, which is kind of like a stable diffusion online thing where you can demo stuff. Now, I put my own work in there, and these were unglazed, unnight shaded works because I wanted to test it so I could show you guys. So I did two pieces of my work. I did one with my character Kite, and I did another one with my character Dust. So it says on the thing that it's better if you use one subject, but it can't have a complicated background. And I was like, okay, so we're gonna look at my first one, and I'm gonna just kind of go over what happened here. So the first problem that I see here is that the image was completely different than my original. It literally created keyframes that didn't belong in the original work, so it could look like it did something. Now I know that artists sometimes do this where they'll create something and then erase it, but it created like a full character, and I would never do that. I would never do that. Create a full character and then drop it down to a portrait? No. So with the rest of this, it kind of just goes through the motions a little bit, and then it becomes like a really big disaster. And then it kind of tries to work through the disaster. You can see where the arm started, and then it did a bunch of different styles, and it still tried to keep the arm that I had, and then it decided to do color, which is weird, and then it changed the hand a bunch. Like, it's going through, like, see, like, look at that. It's going through a different way that I would have never chose. And if you look, it's like moving the arm up, but it's still down. I don't understand what's going on here. It has a completely different outfit, by the way. And I made this like 40 frames per second, and then suddenly it just turns into my work. Just suddenly it's what I had. That's crazy. And we're gonna look at the one with Kite Swap for real. So this is the picture. I think I drew this I think I drew this back in winter, and then I eventually finished it. But look, you can see where I'm kind of working it out. I start the sketch, eventually I move down the body, I'm fixing little things before I even get to putting down color. And then when it's a little bit cleaner, I start fixing it a little bit more. You can see where I put some other stuff on there that didn't really belong. And then at some point, boom, I'm here at the color phase, and eventually I'm done with it. So the point is that this thing doesn't really feature how an artist would go about doing the artwork. And we're gonna have one more. So we're gonna go through the one that was made by AI, okay? So it starts off with the face in the right direction at least, and then it created like a completely different character for a minute, and then it starts kind of going through the process, but I don't know, something happened to the face, and then it kind of messed it up. And now it's kind of starting to look like my art a little bit, but it still has the messed up face, and then suddenly like the background is going through different issues until it appears. Like, I'm not sure what happened with this, but I don't know. This is not what we want. This is not it. So we're going to look at my speed paint for Dust, the other one that I have. Now, as you can see, I did start with something kind of different, and then I did try to do the background, but I suck at doing backgrounds, so I decided I was going to do a photo bash, and then I went back to working on the character. And then at some point, I really hated this, and I decided it really wasn't what I was looking for, so I decided to redraw it, just the character, but not the background. And after I redid the character, it just kind of finished itself off. So the thing is that this is going to get better. This is going to get better, and I think what is going to get better is maybe sticking to what the piece looks like a little bit. But I don't think it's going to be perfect because it doesn't know what it's supposed to be doing. Like, it knows that it has to do a sketch phase or a dirty something phase. And the dirty phase is really bad. It's so bad that no one's going to believe that it's really a speed paint from an artist. I just don't think that, even if we get forward through time, I just don't think that this is going to turn out to be believable as a speed paint because of how speed paints look. Like, the type of people who are saying that it looks good don't know what real speed paints look like and don't draw, so they don't understand that speed paints are created by the person doing stroke by stroke by stroke. Every time you put a stroke down, it records it, and that's how it happens. So it's literally recording every time you tap your pen on the thing. But because it's so fast, it's because speed paints are so fast, it's almost like they're skipping everything all the way to the end, right? And I don't really believe that this is going to really change anything. I know that this was just made to scam people, but truly, if you're worried about this paints undo and these fake speed paints, I just showed you 2 examples with my own art. Like, if someone plans to take your art and then try to copy you, this is what's going to happen. I don't think that this is going to be a good tool to like learn art with, because I saw someone trying to gaslight and say that I'm going to learn how to draw this way. Well, you can't, because it doesn't even make a sketch. It doesn't make anything. It's not making anything that you can use. If you really want to be an artist, use speed paints from actual artists and trace those. Like, y'all AI bros are crazy. That's all I got to say. Thanks for watching.